Elizabeth Banks was recently slated to direct a Cocaine Bear thriller in the near future. Let's process this. Let me get a drink. We gotta get into this. What does that even mean? Correct, yeah. So I naturally did a little deeper diving into this because I needed to know more about this story. The words Cocaine Bear are a combination that I wasn't expecting to work so well. You know, like peanut butter and jelly, or macaroni and cheese, or popcorn and milk. Wait, what? No, shut up. What I came up with was a recount of the tale from an investigative reporter named Sally Dunton, who wrote a book called The Bluegrass Conspiracy, an inside story of power, greed, drugs, and murder, which alludes to the Cocaine Bear being a smaller part of a much larger story. How could Cocaine Bear be smaller in this story? You know, how could Cocaine Bear possibly be the smaller part of this story? Let's get into this. Sally originally broke this story in the 80s when news of a bear that ate 75 pounds of cocaine in the Chattahoochee Natural Forest in Georgia crossed her desk one fateful day. Through her job as an investigative reporter, she was able to track down and link this whole story to a drug smuggling operation that was headed up by a guy named Andrew Thornton, not McThornton, Andrew Thornton, a former narcotics officer turned criminal whose body turned up somewhere in Tennessee. Now, prior to his death and his eventual departure from law enforcement, he actually tried to become a lawyer, and I have to wonder if... Not that.
Drawing from reserve power.
Not that. I have to wonder if the getting into law, like law practice, is what eventually led him to getting hooked into the drug smuggling as a career, or if it was something more like, you know, when he was a police officer, he decided, you know, he was going to become a dirty cop, you know. A federal indictment from that period of time suggests the former, and I suppose that the movie's probably going to get into more of that through the plot line, you know? Surely it can't just all be about the bear, right? Anyways, the story seems to go like this. Thornton was set to embark upon a smuggling operation that saw him flying over North Georgia and around the area of the Chattahoochee Natural Forest, where he would intermittently drop duffel bags filled to the brim with cocaine down into that forest. And then, when he was, you know, he had the last bag, he was going to parachute down into the forest to retrieve the rest of the bags, leave, and make money from this smuggle. However, on this fateful day of September 11th, 1985, Andrew Thornton's parachute did not open, resulting in his obvious but untimely death. Next to his body was a duffel bag filled with cocaine, 77 pounds to be precise. So naturally, upon discovery, the authorities attempted to find the trail of drugs that were dropped into the forest. Now, it's said that the authorities couldn't seem to find the last bag, though I kind of have to wonder if they truly had any idea how much blow was hanging out in the forest exactly, or if they were just combing through it until they thought they had found it all. That seems to be more likely. Regardless, this is where Cocaine Bear walks into the story. Unfortunately, the large creature found the body, found the bag, managed to get into the duffel drop where it consumed the contents of the... Actually, I don't think he found the body. I think he just found a bag, like a spare bag somewhere. He consumed the contents of the entire bag and then probably almost instantly died. We think. They found the corpse of the bear next to the empty duffel bag. And to be clear, it's said that the bear ate $15 million of cocaine. But I'm actually not so sure upon doing some further research. The official autopsy of the bear actually revealed that the cause of death was cerebral hemorrhaging, respiratory failure, hyperthermia, renal failure, heart failure, and stroke. You name it, the bear had it, said the medical examiner. Its stomach was literally packed to the brim with cocaine. There isn't a mammal on the planet that could survive that. Now, true as that may be, the autopsy also revealed that the bear didn't actually have, like, $15 million worth of cocaine inside of its system. It only had about 4 grams of cocaine inside of its blood, and it wasn't really possible for the bear to consume all 77 pounds of cocaine, given even that a small amount would cause that organ failure on such a wide scale that quickly, you know? The bear was discovered by an unidentified hunter whom authorities wanted to question. The hunter apparently found the animal, told a friend, and through word of mouth, the dead bear eventually became something that the authorities were alerted to. To me, that seems like a lot of people could have come along and taken the rest of that cocaine. Now, interestingly enough, the bear and the empty duffel bag it ate from were near 3 other bags holding a total, between the 3 of them, of around 218 pounds of cocaine, and yet another bag was found 2 months later within the forest. And this is really where the urban legends begin to take off. What the fuck happened to the rest of this cocaine? Some think that the hunter might have something to do with it. Some think that it's possible that a partner of Thornton came to scoop up the rest of it, although he managed to miss, like, the other nearly 300 pounds that was not far off from the body, you know. Perhaps somebody else entirely, completely random, fell upon the cocaine lottery and absconded with it. I don't know. The lead detective on the case suspects that the cocaine met its demise naturally. He speculates that the drugs were scattered and dissolved into the earth from rain and snowfall that beset the area over those months, that it took authorities to track down what they could. Now, again, I'm sure the movie's going to have some theories as to what happened entirely, and I honestly kind of can't wait to see the woman from the 40-year-old virgin who scares the shit out of me to give us her interpretation of these events.